tell you about a new project I'm leading that partly got sparked at the last Health Foo, which is about looking at family caregiving in new ways, and with the ultimate goal of trying to make this easier and more effective. And this is because family caregiving is not a niche market. This is us. Caring for our family is a fundamental part of the human experience. It's true in my family, and I have to imagine it's true in yours as well. And conservatively, 90% of care is delivered by families, not by professionals. And in fact, professionals depend on the success of families. And yet the families themselves are relatively overlooked. Their efforts are underappreciated. We're not really equipped to do a great job. And so the net result is most family caregivers are often really overwhelmed. Now, there has been many studies about family caregiving over time, and I'm fortunate to work with some of those people. But these researches have been done through surveys and focus groups and ethnography and so forth. And it hasn't produced great amounts of detail. So it's like knowing that there are 13,000 tabs available in New York City, when what you really want is the data that lets you get out of Bryant Park right now. And so that's the difference. And that's what we're going to try to do here, is look into caregiving much, much more deeply to try to understand in much more fine-grained manner what's going on, so that we have the hope of developing better tools, services, and policies. And I'm going to take a moment to try to describe to you what we're going to do, which is that we're going to combine traditional ethnography with all of these new sort of self-tracking tools and so forth to find new information, and then use a lot of visualization techniques to try to see in new ways. And the three basic questions that we have is, who is involved in care? What exactly are they doing? And what are the burdens, financial, time, stress, etc.? And the way that we're going to go about trying to get some answers over here, in terms of the care ecosystem, we're fundamentally simply going to ask people, we're going to interview them to ask, who all do you care for? Who else is taking care of those people? And especially, who cares for you? And then develop some of these diagrams to show what these complex networks are. Now, in the future, we can do all sorts of analysis on the data exhaust, and as many researchers have shown, it's incredible what you can learn about a person and their associates from examining their Uber data or their MetroCard data. But for the moment, we're going to start with interviews. In terms of seeing what do people do, in the past I've used these sort of logs, paper logs that people have kept, and turned them into simple but amazingly effective graphics. What we're going to try to add in our experiment over here is use some of these new life logging cameras. At the last Health Foo, Gordon Bell was talking about some of the work that he's done. And these cameras, although they're crude, are really effective if you already know the person and they've kept a log to sort of correct the information that you've seen. We're also going to try to use a lot of these new sensors to get into what are the mental and physical types of stresses that are involved. And these tools are early, they're rough, but we think they'll allow us to see in new ways and see information that we've never seen before. Part of the challenge, of course, is going to be to make sense of the tea leaves. Is the person angry or frustrated or what? And this is where having data come to us in a variety of ways, and most importantly, talking to the person themselves, will help us see what's going on. In the future, of course, there's many more technologies, and I can easily imagine that just in 2 years, all we have to do is sort of talk to the thermostat or the table lamp to get all the information we need, but we're starting someplace. We're also very much taking a QS approach. How deeply can we understand this family? And if all the families we study are very different, so be it. The differences are just as important as the commonalities. And this is very much a pilot study. So our goal at the beginning is to see if can we do 12 families, and if we're really extravagant, maybe we'll get to like 24. But we're going to try to have diversity in that in terms of context and family situations. So whether it's a single parent taking care of an ill child or a large sprawling family taking care of an elder. We have some great people on the team, and we're very much supported by RWJ. Totally grateful for that. And some of the people I thought were going to be here, but they're not. Don Nafus, Ronnie Zeiger, and so forth. And we are very much open, and as much as you want, come and collaborate with us. If you have ideas of what we should be doing, what we shouldn't be doing, we're very much open to that. And if you have offers of help, we're grateful for that. So just in closing, this is the Atlas of Caregiving. The big vision is that someday we can have a really rich compendium of information about this fundamental human activity, a collection of different ways of understanding this. We're just getting started. So thank you.